Welcome to the Psychedelic Integration Podcast. I'm Sinclair Fleetwood, a ceremonialist, plant medicine guide, and psychedelic integration coach, and I help soul seekers create lasting transformation so you can get unstuck, embody your power, and be authentic AF, all with plant medicine as your guide. If you're ready to go beyond visuals and get a vision for your life, if you know the end of your ceremony is just the beginning of your expansion, then this show is for you. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome. Hello, family. Welcome to the Psychedelic Integration Podcast. I'm Sinclair Fleetwood, your host. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending a little bit of time here with me, talking about plant medicine, talking about the psychedelic healing path, talking about integration, and everything that comes up when we sit with these medicines. It's such a deep and beautiful, winding, surprising, confusing journey with many twists and turns. You know, it's like going on your own hero's journey, and it's my pleasure to be walking alongside you as we do it together. I'm feeling really lovely today. My team, my facilitation team, and I we go on a little camping trip right before we have our retreats. So we just spent the weekend like camping next to a herd of elk that were just so majestic and beautiful. I felt so many times over the weekend, like, is this real? How is this even happening? And I love spending time in nature. I love spending time with my favorite people. And I love seeing the deep transformation that happens in the container of friendship and the integrative container of conscious relationship and just the love and care that we are able to share with each other. It just feels so good. And that's really what we want to share and offer with people who come to our events, who come into my nest container, my one-on-one containers. This stuff is relational. And I talk about this all the time on the show, building a conscious relationship with plant medicine. These beings that we call the plant medicines, the power plants, the teachers, they're alive. They are here to help and share and teach us and help us grow and help us find our way back to conscious balance, to equilibrium, to resonance. That's what we call our retreats, because we're switching our vibration back into harmony and finding all the ways that we have been out of balance and out of alignment, and working together to bring ourselves back in. And it's just such a different experience than the way that we're taught to exist and to change things in the world, which is kind of like identify all your problems and then beat your own ass until you solve them. It's a little bit punishing. It's a little bit hyper masculine in the wounded way, like, you know, using force against yourself and being hyper vigilant and looking for all your flaws. And like, if I could just fix this thing that's broken about me, then I would be able to be happy. And the reason I'm not able to be quote unquote happy, which again is another thing that we pursue, this state of happiness as if it's some place you can get to and arrive to and just stay there forever. That's not how happiness works. We blame everything on ourselves and we think, oh, I'm broken. There's something wrong with me and everybody else has it figured out, but not me. Just seeing how this work moves in me and how the integrative path moves in me and how much of the path is integration. It's just so eye-opening. What the excavation turns up and what you do with that is really what we are working on, you know? So if you're wanting to come and meet a beautiful team of people who are doing this work with you, who are here to support you, guide you, and walk with you on this path of finding home in yourself, of coming into your own authentic power, to find your voice, your purpose, to walk in a way that feels good, with integrity, with care, with love, with sovereignty, please go to my website, sinclairfleetwood.com/events, and you can book a call with me and find out more. A couple weeks ago, I made the first episode in a series of 3 where we are exploring my favorite 3 plant teachers: ayahuasca, San Pedro, and psilocybin mushrooms. My first episode in this series is 146, so it's a couple episodes ago. It's all about ayahuasca. Is ayahuasca the right plant medicine for you? I highly recommend listening to this one if you haven't, because it has a lot of introductory information that is going to be really helpful for you as you move through the whole series. And in that episode, I'm really talking about what do you need to know when you start this research process, and how is it different than maybe the way that you've been doing things in the past, right? Plant medicine is here as a guide, an ancient teacher. It's inviting us to create a relationship with it. It's inviting us to get to know it and ourselves better. We often don't approach this process with that understanding at first because, first of all, no one has ever said it to us like that. So you don't know until you know. Like, you don't know what you don't know until you actually know. And then you're like, oh, that is what resonates with me. I want to do it like that. And that's kind of how I found my way into the ceremonial, spiritual context of medicine. I was coming into a spiritual understanding of myself, and I started feeling called toward medicine. And I wanted it to be ceremonial. I wanted it to be a big deal. I needed a big deal. I needed a big deal to pull me out of the trajectory that I was on. And I knew I wanted to make it special, and I wanted to make it important. And, I think I had really felt this disconnection from nature and a disconnection from ritual. I was an atheist for a really long time. I was so hungry to be reunited with spirit, and I didn't even know that that's what it was. I just knew that I was feeling called and had impulses towards certain things, ceremony, group container. Like, I wanted to do it with other people. I wanted to do it in a place that felt like, okay, these people know what they're doing. They come from a tradition. And I definitely did not need more isolation. I definitely did not want to sit at home in my room and take medicine by myself. That felt really, really not the right path for me. And the reason I know that is because I did that and it felt horrible. I basically, mushrooms kind of slammed the door in my face and were like, don't come back here. You're not ready to hear what we have to say. You need to go see your grandmother. And I was like, what does that mean? So listen to 146, get some of the technical details about this episode if you haven't yet. So I'm sharing about ayahuasca and San Pedro and mushrooms because those are the three medicines that I have worked with the most extensively, that have provided the most deep and powerful and long-term healing and growth and transformation for me. They're my favorite ones. I love them. And there's so many, there's so many different medicines. LSD is beautiful. MDMA is beautiful. There's other, medicines. But for me, these three are my tried and true plant allies that have given me so much beauty and joy and taken me through some really hard things in my life and helped me find my way out. So I wanted to dedicate an episode to each one and just share what my experience is with this and see if it gives you some inspiration and it gives you some information. And what I really want to explore with each one is I want to share about the vibration. What does it feel like to work with this medicine? What can you expect? What does it look like? What do you need to know to get ready? So today I'm so excited to be sharing about my grandfather, San Pedro. San Pedro is amazing. San Pedro, also known as Huachuma, Aguacoya, is a cactus medicine that grows in the Andes Mountains. And it's a masculine medicine. It is the medicine of the sunlight. It has some really beautiful qualities. Just the plant itself, it grows these amazing, fragrant, just spectacular flowers that open at night. They're pollinated by bats in some places, and they smell like heaven. And many practitioners that work with San Pedro do overnight ceremonies. So it's very common to have this medicine at night, similar to ayahuasca. You can have any of the medicines at any time. It's just depending on who is serving it and how they do it in their tradition or their lineage, or the way that they facilitate the ceremony is going to be different depending on where you go and how you receive it. And having it in Peru is going to be different than having it in Ecuador or having it in another country, right? The main way that you would experience Huachuma or San Pedro would be in a ceremonial context. That is the most effective, responsible, and healing way to experience this medicine, to receive it inside of a ceremonial container, to commune with nature, to gain access to deeper insights into yourself, to expand your own consciousness. One of the most beautiful things that San Pedro does is take us from our head to our heart. So it removes us from this purely mental state where we spend most of our time into the heart, into the emotional body, into a healing vibration where we feel connected to everything around us. when you are in a ceremony and you're outside, you are able to feel the aliveness of the earth, the aliveness of the trees, the animals, the people around you. It is a heart-opening medicine. And often what happens inside of the ceremony is this vibrating off of the armor of the heart and vibrating off whatever blockages or attachments or things that you have been holding on to. And often this is safety that has been created by your nervous system, from depression, PTSD, like mood disorders, anxiety, chronic pain, all of these things that have been there, in your highly activated nervous system to protect you. San Pedro is inviting that to leave. And it does it in such a high vibration, high frequency way that it can feel like it's shaking things that are not needed out of you. And that can feel challenging, right? The energy of this medicine is so intensely masculine and soft and a different way than most of us are used to experiencing the masculine. It's almost sometimes easy to miss what's happening because we expect it to be some specific way. We expect it to show up similar to mushrooms or ayahuasca or, DMT or if people are being told, San Pedro's like MDMA, you might be expecting this wave of warmth and for this medicine to arrive and you to be 100% certain, and then you fall into an experience. And it's so different from that. It requires participation from you. It requires willingness to feel. I would say that's probably one of the most powerful things that it does, is it's inviting you to feel. And often, especially at the beginning of your relationship with it, it might invite you to feel things that are uncomfortable. Anger, sadness, rage, grief, loss, shame, these things that have been stuck inside of you for a long time that are keeping you in a place in your regular life that doesn't feel good. San Pedro's main action is opening, like the flower that it makes. It opens you. And when you ingest this medicine, it's doing all kinds of stuff in the body cellularly. San Pedro is anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, antimicrobial. It is doing so many different things in the body that support healing, that support change, that open your brain to creating new neural pathways, right? When you're coming into relationship with plant medicine, you really need to know, why are you going on this journey? And that's one of the things that people don't ask because they don't know the answer to that question or are unable to sit with it or afraid of sitting with it. You have to know why. You need to know where you are, what's going on, be in full acceptance of what's going on in your life. What kind of healing and support are you looking for? What endurance level do you have? These ceremonial medicines, the plants, require endurance. They require you to prepare your body. They require you to prepare your mind, your heart, to be willing and ready to go into the experience so that you can receive the healing and inspiration and transformation that you are looking for. And if you don't know what your intention is, you don't know why you want to heal, you just heard it was cool, it's not time. You're not ready. And that's okay. There's no reason to rush this process, especially when you are looking to work with ancestral medicines, because rushing creates urgency, and urgency and healing are not compatible. The body cannot heal in a state of urgency. It cannot heal in a timeline. It cannot heal under pressure and deadlines and expectations. Healing is a receptive process. It only happens when you are open and willing and patient and in full receptive mode so that you can receive what is being offered to you, rather than, I'm going to make this happen and this is going to happen in this timeline. And these medicines will take you down from that. Like, if you come in with that kind of attitude and that kind of arrogance, you're going to have a challenging time. We have people come into ceremony and they are looking for something specific from this cactus. And when it doesn't deliver itself in the way that they want, they're like, well, this medicine doesn't work. And it's the same for all of the medicines. If you're looking for it to be something specific and it doesn't show up that way, it's very easy to write it off as like, oh, well, this just doesn't work. But really, almost 100% of the time, it's you. You are not ready to see. You are not ready to receive. You don't have the ears and eyes to see and hear and receive the messages. You're not able to hear it because your frequency isn't attuned to be able to hear it. So there is a humbleness required to walk into this path with these medicines. If you come in to a medicine experience with humility, with intention, being prepared, being willing, being open, being willing to have a beginner's mind, being willing to be wrong, being willing to be shown something that you don't already know, you will have whatever beautiful experience is available to you, and you will be able to receive and to understand it and to enjoy it, even when it's challenging. Huachuma is really magical because it can do so many things. It works on the heart, it works on the body, it works on the mind, it works on our thoughts. It opens up the vibration of compassion, of acceptance, of empathy, of love. It invites you into a deeper connection with nature, into a soft, masculine, magnetic, sovereign state where you feel empowered. Possibilities open up in front of you, like anything could be possible. And it works in synergy with the other medicines. So if you have a mushroom journey the day before or an ayahuasca journey the day before, and you've gone in and you've cleared, you've found some things out about yourself and you've received clarity, San Pedro can help you take that clarity and put it into action. And that's one of the things I really love about it is ayahuasca gave me such a deep healing experience. As the grandmother, the softness, she was showing me all of these things that were outside of my ability to see. And then San Pedro came in and was like, we have to clear out your heart. We have to feel the anger. You've got to feel your rage. So San Pedro helps instigate the somatic experience of feeling whatever is there that needs to be felt. And also, it's such a catalyst for dreaming and for manifestation and for detaching from taking yourself so seriously and putting yourself into a larger field, a larger energetic state where time doesn't exist in the same way that it does here. And it's sort of inviting you to see things on a larger scale in the bigger picture. And it's an invitation to let go of the need for the little self to be gratified. It's like, how true and authentic can you be to yourself? How much truth can you let in? Can you invite yourself to be really honest with yourself? Can you invite in radical acceptance? And I believe that his wisdom is, they call him the grandfather because of the heart wisdom, because of this soft, gentle, masculine, energetic vibration that he carries, where he's just like, okay, let's go get it. Like, let's do this thing. Like, let's get your power back. It's sort of like someone holding your hand and walking in like, all right, we're going to go down and get this power and we're going to bring it back up here and we're going to do magic with it. And I just really love that about this medicine. And how you know is this for me is what kind of experience are you willing to have? Like I said, this medicine is best received in ceremony, and it's not something that you want to do by yourself. It can last anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, depending on how it's prepared. Oftentimes people will get nauseous. There are ways to prepare it that will greatly reduce or eliminate that, but often it's not served that way because it takes such a long time and so much. It's a time and energy intensive process to prepare it where it doesn't make you feel sick to your stomach. So this is one of the longer ceremonies that you can have. It's going to be 12 to 14 hours generally, and it requires, again, endurance, as I've said. And one of my favorite things about Huachuma is the invitation to listen. It's very different than something like ayahuasca, iboga, 5-MeO, bufo. These medicines sort of come in and they get you. They're like, I'm here, let's go. And San Pedro is slow, soft, gentle. He's inviting you to step into the process, to step into yourself. It takes a long time. These are 12 to 14 hour ceremonies that will include so many different moments that will ask more and more of you. And for a lot of people, sitting for 12 or 14 hours, and a lot of them a lot of the ceremonies will start, at 10 midnight and be all night until the sun comes up. it requires endurance. It requires willingness to go into parts of yourself that you have not felt safe looking at, or going into parts of yourself that feel edgy, of like, I can't do this. This is impossible. I can't sit here. I can't do this. And yet it shows you again and again and again that yes, you can. These things that you have told yourself that are impossible, they are not. They are just doors for you to open and walk through, right? This medicine in particular is so special and so healing and so valuable. And it's an enigma. It's so hard to describe. It's hard to describe any of them, to be honest. It's one of those things that you can only truly understand after you have taken the step to say, yes, okay, this is for me. And I think a lot of this path, especially with these more traditional medicines, requires you to take the leap and to trust that whatever is going to be on the other side of it is exactly what you need. And that can be challenging. But the more that you work with the medicines, the more you have the ability to understand these are straight from nature. These have been grown here by our Mother Earth. They are here to help us. They are here to heal us. Plants heal. That's what they do. These plants help us remember our own innate divinity, our own divine nature, our own sovereignty, and our own ability to heal ourselves. We are our own healers. We are the shamans. We are the ones that are doing the work in ourselves. These plants are our partners to help us awaken that remembering and that knowledge. And San Pedro is such a joyous, beautiful experience and can also be challenging. And every medicine is like that. So the way to know if San Pedro is right for you is to tap in. What do you want to get out of this experience? What kind of healing are you looking for? Are you willing and able to sit in a 12 to 14 hour ceremony? Do you have the financial ability to invest in going into a retreat setting where you can have this medicine in a way that's going to fully support you? Do you feel comfortable being with other people in these processes? And if not, why not? Isolation is one of our biggest problems and one of our biggest causes of illness, suffering, and loneliness on this planet. And the more that I work with these medicines, the more I understand fully that part of the healing that they are offering is bringing us back into community, back into connection, back into friendship, back into neighborly love and the family relationship that we're always talking about. And I do not believe that we should be taking these medicines on our own. I know that often we have to wake up on our own and we find them and we take them and we're doing it alone. But doing it alone isn't really getting you there. It's just part of the process. Being witnessed, being heard, speaking your truth in front of others, holding space for others, seeing how do you engage with other people and community. This is what these medicines are asking us to do and to share with each other and to invite into our own lives. And I just have so much respect and love and gratitude and humbleness for this medicine. I pray that this medicine continues to proliferate all over the world, that it is legal and decriminalized and plentiful so that it can be used to heal and help the hearts of humanity. Huachuma is such a delicious medicine. It's so lovely and kind and gentle and stern when it needs to be. When you get your ass kicked by San Pedro, you will know it and you will never forget and you will get yourself straightened out. I can assure you. Thank you for listening to this sort of mystical and unfortunately a little bit vague description of how this grandfather cactus moves and works. But my hope is that if you feel a call in your heart to San Pedro, trust that and know that you can go work with it. You can find a way and to trust the call to receive this medicine and to work with it in a way that feels good to you. Just saying thanks for being here. Thanks for listening and see you next time.